Hey guys, Overlord here, back again with my 1000th video. It has been, I gotta say, one heck of a trip to make it this far. I want to thank all you guys for stopping in, checking out my stuff, subbing to my channel. You're at 660, so give or take another week or so for the contest. Week to 2 weeks, we'll say. I might be a little generous and give all you slackers another day to, or another week to get your entries in. But, you know who you are. So, this video is, as the title said, Top 10 Imaginext figures. Now, I've had Imaginext since I was a kid, and I still have those. Not displayed, but I've gotten into the new ones, and I gotta say, they have evolved quite a bit since I had them. So today we're gonna have a look at my 10 favorite that I own currently. This list is subject to change, probably a lot, so bear with me, and let's get into it. Number 10, I'd like to start off with Bane from the DC Super Friends line. Now, this is the one specifically packaged with the Bane sled, so he comes with a little backpack accessory and a nunchuck? I don't know, it's a weird little chain weapon he comes with, but of course, like all Imaginext figures, you can slip this off and see the classic, I suppose, look for Bane. There is one also with sort of a muscle shirt. I think it looks like a Metallica cut-off t-shirt, but that's just me. But as you can see, he does have the little venom pump there, and then on his back, he's got the little detail on the back of his head for the venom pump itself. So Bane definitely gets the number 10 spot on this list. Number 9, I'm gonna have to go with the zombie from the collectible figure series 3, which was pretty monster heavy, and so was series 5, which is currently available. And the zombie here actually has a couple of different references to him. Just in his accessories alone. I mean, he's got the Weed Whacker, which is both reference to Plants vs. Zombies, and I think Friday the 13th, Jason used this in one of the movies, so I can't remember offhand, but it makes some sense. He'd do some damage with that. Then, of course, his hood looks like the Jason Voorhees hood from way back when he started off, and you can see all the gory details, like the ribs, the torn up muscle on his torso and leg, specifically, and then his ugly mug. I think his hair looks a little bit like dog ears, that's why he's not a little higher on the list, but other than that, solid figure, worthy of the number 9 spot on this list. Number 8, I'm going to have to go with my first Imaginext figure in this new style, and that is the Mummy. I mean, I actually got this dude for like $1.50, so for that price I was willing to pay the regular $3.20 everywhere else, because this was my first one introducing me to the new body style. I mean, as a kid, we didn't have wrist and head rotation on the Imaginext figures. We just had the in and out at the shoulder as well as the swivel, along with the conjoined leg joint. But the Mummy is cool because he's got the snake staff there, and then this Anubis head, which can be taken off, and if you rotate around, you can see all the bandage details and the eye hidden on his back, unlike the new figures where they all have the, I like to call it Imaginext tramp stamp on the back of their, typically it's the left leg, but I think I've seen a few where it's on the right leg. It's a little stuck. Hold on. There we go. So, the Mummy definitely deserves the number 8 spot on this list. Number 7, I'm going to have to go with Mr. Mo2 himself, the Cyclops. I mean, this guy is littered with Mo2 references. Not that I believe there was a Cyclops in Mo2, it's just that his axe looks that of He-Man's. The base fit looks like Man-at-Arms' mace, so this piece here. And his armor has got the classic Mo2 belt with the furry loincloth. I mean, it shouldn't be a contest. I think with Mo2 Classics ending soon, we are going to see a little bit more Mo2 available in regular retail. But, yeah, the Cyclops is really cool. Just the fact that he's got a little asymmetry going on in his armor. I noticed he's got 2 bracers over here, and then 1 over there, and then his face, of course, is the one eye with the fangs in the front. So he definitely deserves the number 8 spot on this list. Number 6, I'm going to have to go with the diver, the skeleton diver, not the holy diver, but the skeleton diver. And just because he's got this cool chain, the ball and chain thing, never seen that before on a lot of action figures, actually. And he's also got this rusty anchor as sort of like a spear weapon. And then if you take his upper body piece off, you get to see the bling bling skeleton underneath with the gold teeth and the gold plating throughout the body of the figure. I mean, he's got it on his knees, he's got it on his belt there, and he's got it on his chest. And then the armor, the diving suit, is very retro. Reminds me a lot of, I think it was Captain Cutlass from the Scooby-Doo series back from the 1970s. So, very nostalgic for me, because even though I'm not that old, I did grow up watching that show, and reminded me a lot of that. So, that's why he gets the number 6 spot on this list. Number 5, I'm going to have to go with the Ghost from Imaginext Series 5. This figure is unique in the fact that it's almost 2 figures in one. It glows in the dark, and the base figure, wait till you see this, is probably the most unique use of this mold. In the fact that it is a clear, translucent green skeleton with just black painted on the eyes, and that in itself is cool, because you could use this to make a custom Scarecrow, or just use it to make ghost characters in general, like ghost pirates, ghost knights, ghost police and firemen, I don't know, ghost riders, possibly. And then if you had something for this ghost to lean up against, it would serve as a separate figure on its own. So that is why the Ghost is the number 5 figure on this list. Number 4, I'm going to have to give to the Scorpion Alien, because it is nuts in terms of references and all that good stuff. It's like the Predator. It kind of reminds me of Scorponok from the Transformers movies, and on top of that, it's a Cyclops. But he does come with this crazy ray gun and then this backpack, which you can pull off not too easily. But you can see that underneath he's got the crazy green and purple torso printing and molding, sculpting, because these aliens are known for having some serious sculpt work done on them. I might have put the alien grunt on here, but I do not have that at this current time. But I will be picking those up, because they are actually on clearance now at Walmart, so I'll have to stop by there and get me one. But yes, the Scorpion Alien definitely takes the number 4 spot on this list. The number 3 spot I'm going to have to give to Slade Wilson himself, Deathstroke. just because of all the molding on him, and I don't actually have a lot of Deathstrokes. I have this one, and I have one from that Batman Unlimited 4-inch line, but you can see all the sculpt work done on him, and his sword is humongous. You could probably use that on a DC Classics Deathstroke if you wanted. But, yeah, all the detail that was put into this guy, I mean, just on his shoulder pads, his gauntlets, his boots. His legs are asymmetrical. I don't typically see that. His belt is all sculpted. His helmet is even sculpted. You can see the lines etched into it. And it's just impressive that they were able to put so much into this little figure here. The only thing he lacks is head articulation, but I'll let that slide because this dude is really, really cool looking. Definitely deserving of the number 3 spot on this list. Number 2, I'm going to have to give to my favorite Batman/DC villain of all time, Scarecrow. Because ever since I was a kid, I've always loved Scarecrow. And this figure is no exception. It has a crud ton of sculpt work done on it, which makes it very, very unique. It's not on the thing. And, whoopsie! He's even got the more Arkham Asylum look to him. He's got the sculpt work on the legs, on the torso, on the capes, full of holes. The cape's full of holes and rips and tears, and if you lift it up, you can even see some sculpt work applied to the underside, or the back of the base figure. And then his scythe is 100% newly sculpted, and I believe his face, most of it is sculpted. The eyes are, of course, painted. The nose is obviously just a standard mold, but the vents, are they? If they're painted pretty well. They're just painted, but they are painted fairly well, and it looks like he's got more of like a hockey mask / gas mask look to his face as opposed to his standard Scarecrow mask, which I dig. So he definitely deserves the number 2 spot on this list. And the moment you've all been waiting for, my number 1 Imaginext figure is, ta-da, the orange skeleton from the, Skeleton Knight and Horse set. I really, really love this figure. I don't know why. It's just because when I was a kid, I always wanted Skeleton Knights, and they never made any. They just did not make any Skeleton Knights. The closest one was like a variant or like a glow-in-the-dark version of the Dragonsmith, which I have reviewed in my Toys from the Attic series, so you can check that out if you want. But this guy here is got all the kicks and giggles to a He-Man / Skeleton Warriors reference. And if you pull the armor off, you can see all the skulls and coolness on that. And then turning the figure on this once more, you can see all the sculpt work put on the skeleton. It's a different skeleton. And I'm getting an incoming call from T-Biz. T-Bizzling the shizzle. So I'm going to have to wrap this up. But skeleton definitely deserves the number 10 spot on this list. So while I don't think that this is the best Imaginext has to offer, I think it is some of the best. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this top 10. Stay tuned for more top 10s as usual, and of course more reviews and videos on all sorts of awesome stuff. And shout outs to Count Stankus, Vampire, and Ivan Ruiz for hooking me up with some of the figures featured on this list. So, till next time, guys, I'll catch you later.